Imagine reverse calcing. Would rather straightforward ask him, right? But Luwatel is insta banned and Rishi is slacking right now. Rishi, get in so I can put this thing in my mouth.
Dude, I'm
I
in.
mean
Oh,
food.
you bet I'm in. Yeah, we see that Luau, which is interesting considering that Arlax has a lot of three prios on his team. I guess he's just really scared about Whip Luwaddle, whipping up the team, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which is I don't blame Arlax for doing it, but at the same time, let me see. One thing that I could see being a problem for Arlax though is this Mushuk. Mushuk is a wee bit scary considering that he only has one win that deals with Mushuk, and the rest of Arlax's team doesn't really like the Mushuk, right? Uh, Something like Barchi can handle Mushuk very well, right? But Turak can't really. It really can't, especially if Turak gets low in health. So we'll have to see what Arlax decides to respond with in this pick and ban, as he does first pick the Mushuk. See Gagbom retaliate with Zalbian Mimit. Very interesting lead as Arlax decides to go with his Cerneath. Love to see Cerneath poggers in chat. What? But now the ban has gone over to Gagbom's side. We'll have to see what he chooses to do. So he's hovering over Arlax's whole team.
Putting mental pressure.
Yes, exactly. It's all about the mind games. If I was Gagbom, okay, so we do see that Barchi ban coming out as Arlax responds with the Mushuk ban. Very good response from Arlax. As I was talking about earlier, without that Barchi, Mushuk just tears through Arlax's team. I really like that the picks from both sides, honestly. Gagbom making it so that Arlax kind of is forced to ban the Mushuk, and it opens up God dang it. Gagbom's Skunch and
Yo, Rishi,
Two Wire, right?
who's leading Ronin in Club Wars?
What do you mean?
Who's leading Ronin in Club Wars? Who takes decisions?
We all do?
How
Question
about?
mark?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we should just do our Ronin versus Legacy in this match right here, right now, and call it a day. Because either one of us is not making it through, even if we win 5-0. Monka S.
Okay, you'll have to talk to Silent about that one, Chief.
And that's what I was asking. Who takes decision? All of us.
Okay,
sit
that's
down,
what you
sir.
meant by that. I thought you meant during the matches, not like
I
yeah.
see.
It's Silent's gonna have to talk to that Silent
That's
about
very
that
neat
one.
of you to send me to Silent when he's gone out of town now for 7 days. I heard, by the way, you, Gia, and Silent are all moving in the same house.
Yeah, we are. Well, I can't say that on stream what we're gonna be doing in that house, but
I understood.
it's gonna be
I
a fun
think
time.
mutual feelings, I guess. Yeah. Mutual agreement there.
Yeah. It's kind of like a bro code that we can't talk about, but it's gonna be a fun time as we see Warka. But back to the match, Warka and Lily coming out from the strength onto the Zalbian, onto the Mimit, bringing it down to 33.6%, and Purgation from the Mimic coming out on the Zalbian. What shall we see from the Zalbian? Purgation coming out on the wow. Okay, so one thing that Arlax kind of has to worry about here is he's facing down a +2 Zalbian, but one thing that also helps Arlax here is that Cerneath does resist Electro Punch, but does not resist a Wastewater. If anything, I wonder if +1 Wastewater would have actually taken out the Cerneath. Probably not. Probably not.
What would have happened if it actually heated up instead of Purgation? Would be
Well,
+3.
here's the thing. I don't think because it's Purgation's Albion, I don't think there's heat up.
Yeah, I mean,
that is my own guess.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
But if he does have heat up, then he definitely would have clicked it there, considering the board positioning that he's on. Heat up is a much better types change than purgation is on this board, right?
Yep.
So we do see the Cyberclaw coming out from the Mimit. Not doing a whole bunch of damage considering that it is a parry Mushhook, like we usually see. Watercutting Lily, though, coming out from the Sernif, not taking down the Mimit as Wastewater is forced to go onto Gagbom's Mimit. And we do see +2 Wastewater going on the Sernif. Does it take it down? It does not even come close to taking this down. Sernif's defense stat saying, ha ha ha, I do not fear you. Bringing it down to 18.8% after the Toxic Tick.
This looks like a free heat up for Size Munch, to be honest, because Sernif is forced to go out. Or well, Sernif can attack.
Is Sernif forced to go out? Yeah, no. Honestly, if I'm Arlax, you're keeping the Sernif in. You're not letting this Size Munch get a free heat up. But this is a free 2-wire swap in possibly. But if Arlax reads a 2-wire swap in, he could go for Wastewater on Size Munch, but that OX is his Mushhook. There's a lot of different things that could go on in this turn, but it's safe to say that Gagbom is in the lead here, considering that his Zalbian is at +2. The Sernif is pretty low, and Sernif does really well into Gagbom's team, so getting that threat low is really, really nice. Especially since Gagbom's whole team is physical, and Sernif probably isn't going to be healing up anytime soon. The fact that Gagbom was able to get it so low so fast in like a fellow burst, right? It doesn't get chance to set up those Colossi procs, and it gets Cyberclaw off, which does take out the Sernif, meaning that it most likely outspeeds the unless it went for Frond Whip, it outspeeds the Watercutting Lily, which is huge for Gagbom, meaning that it is a free heat up essentially, like you said.
Yep. Monkey hitters.
Honestly, that was an amazing turn for Gagbom. Magu coming out from the side of Arlax, fake beard proccing. And now, although to a trained eye, it's some may say Magu is good on this board, but everyone else, but to the untrained eye, the untrained eye may say that Magu's good on this board. To the trained eye, though, trained eye says, Magu doesn't like this board. Okay, there's Electro Punch online, there's Size Munch Wreck online, there's a possible incoming Scunch or 2-wire, like, in other words, what I'm trying to say is Magu's going to explode if it stays in, but there isn't anything to swap out into, right?
Yep.
I'm not going to say, like, what is better a better play would have been, per se, because Arlax knows his team way better than I do. And yeah, as we do see the Scunch coming in, giving that Size Munch Rex energy, and we see the fake out, okay? So there will be no exploding Molgoose today, but there will be some Size Munch wrecking with those balls, you know?
Yeah.
Hitting those Mushhooks with... Okay. Size Munch Wreck taking Mushhook down to 38.6% as we see the Perfect Jab go off. So, as we see, Size Munch keeping that Perfect Jab from Mushhook might be very influential later in this match, because it makes it so that Mulgu can actually hit the Size Munch harder, and the Nidrazil can hit it somewhat decently if it has Narco Hit. But it doesn't really, like, it doesn't make Arlax's situation any better, really. Like, Arlax is still in a really rough spot, considering considering that he's looking down 2 +2 Tems, okay? And both of those +2 Tems have very high power moves and very good stab moves into Arlax's team. Not to mention that there's a Scunch on the board that has Savage Suplex and Oshi-Dashi online. So, in other words, Arlax is gonna need to not pull any punches in this in the rest of this match. Obviously,
need
I'm
to
not
play
saying he
very
was
careful,
pulling
I think.
punches. Yes, he does. Well, actually, I don't know if he can play careful, though. He can't afford to play carefully. He's got to go for some reads when there's a chance to. And even if he does make reads, it's going to be really hard. But +2 uppercut onto the -1 nid is not going to be taking the Sazmunch out, as Sazmunch does overexert, I believe.
Yeah, it did. I think it
As-
did overexert.
Yeah, I believe it does overexert, putting Arlax in a slightly better position, and Scunch being -1 attack. Although Scunch being -1 attack, it can reset it pretty easily. And there isn't really a swap into Savage Suplex, sadly.
I wonder,
Now-
I mean, Molgu can do a lot of stuff, but it still has to be very, very careful because that Electro Punch is looking deadly whenever it is facing that. What is the best way to kill Zaobin according to you? I mean, Solstein
Now-
or... Go ahead.
The best way to kill this Zalbian, I think, is going to be with Mudrid. There isn't any Crystal Deluge synergy, but Soil Steam's still going to do a lot. Especially if he's able to somehow catch out an Electric Zalbian, especially. If he's able to do that, then they're in a pretty good spot. We see Perfect Jab coming out from Mushuk, Savage Suplex going onto the Ninjazo, bringing it down to 0.0, knocking it out. As we do see the Seismic rest after its OX. And I believe Mushuk did also OX. So this is looking like a sticky situation for the side of Arlax, considering that Malgu's his only real swap in. Unless he thinks his Mudrid outspeeds a 3-prio Seismunch, which I don't even think is possible.
Well, the floor is
And-
not as sticky as it looks like to you. It's still looking good. The wreck might be coming up, and you know that thing hurts pretty nicely. This looks really rough for Arlax, though. It's not sticky.
Yes,
it's a
but
bit rough.
Yeah, we actually see Malgu tank both the Seismic Wreck and Ninja Jutsu, which could be a good omen for Arlax, honestly. Maybe if Seismic also OXs, does it kill it? It does not kill it. That's very good for Arlax. And we see Faraday Cage going off on the Scunch, bringing it down to 49.1%. This is very important. I don't think Mudrid does KO this Scunch, but if it does, then Arlax has a chance. Okay? Not a huge chance, but a chance. The reason why some people might be asking, wait, Seismic shouldn't die, that's a good thing? Question mark? Why would you ever not want Attempt to die? The reason why I said that is because then he would have gotten a free swap
Free
in
entry, yeah.
to Zalbian. Yep. He would have gotten a free swap in to Zalbian. Really? Okay, so Arlax deciding to concede that match. I feel like there was an out for him possibly, but maybe he either didn't see it or he didn't think so. Like, if I'm being
Correct.
honest. And I bet you 10-1, like, as strong as Mudrid is, Scunch is honestly really bulky. The only non-bulky part about it is its typing, right? Because of the 4-time weakness. Other than that, Scunch is really bulky looking at its stats. Scunch has such good base stats. And move pool for obvious reasons. Those obvious reasons being, yeah, I think you only need like, what? 200, you need like 150 HP TVs to survive.
I
That
think it
Soil
was
Steam
158.
from that percent of. Yeah, it wasn't that many HP TVs, which, looking at how much damage, Gagbom was taking from that like Faraday Cage and stuff, it definitely has at least that many HP TVs. And Brawny songs, you got them. Okay, so so now we see Cernif plus Zalbian lead into Cernif plus Malgu lead into Zalbian plus Mushuk. This looks pretty good for Arlax, but he does have to be careful for a possible Electro Punch coming off of the Zalbian.
That is true. That is true. But last time was to Rock Band. I don't think so, right? Or was
No, last time it was Naga ban, which looking at Gagbom's team, Naga looks like a big problem, but we do see Naga getting banned in that second wave. And I believe we saw Mimit second ban and Lodal first ban, yeah? From
Yeah,
the
that is
side of
correct.
Gagbom. So that we got 3 melees and 2 digitals. This is gonna be some we out here funkin', you know?
Well, let's see how this works out to be. And Cernif is looking pretty strong here. Probably has to
Yeah,
back out actually, because otherwise the whole team is basically full of physical attackers. And Cernif, if it gets set up, then it's gonna be sit there all day kind of thing. But right now is I don't think the best turn for it to stay on. I think because double wastewater
for
can be
sure.
a thing.
Wastewater plus purgation is a huge threat, but Arlax, not Cernif Gambit right here, okay? We do see double wastewater possibly coming out. We see 1 wastewater from the Zalbian. Do we see the second one coming out from the Mushuk? Or do we see a possible tenderness? Nope, we just see the straight wastewater coming out on the Cernif, bringing it down to 36%. That Colossi proc really coming in clutch. As we see Faraday Cage going on the Zalbian, bringing it down to 6.6%. Water Culling Lily plus Faraday Cage not enough to take out the Cernif. So we did see that the Zalbian outspread the Cernif last time. Okay?
Yep.
So, but it's not it's at +1 defense, and this Zalbian is not at +2 attack. So technically, the Cernif can live the Zalbian hit. Can it live the Mushuk hit though? Oh,
I don't
most
think so.
definitely not. Most
Even if it
definitely
lives, then the toxic tick is gonna take care of the business.
not. Exactly. So we do see actually a Mulgu swap out, fearing a Cyberclaw possibly. As we see Nidrizzle swap in, are we gonna see Revitalize? Cyberclaw coming out from the Zalbian onto the Nidrizzle. Wastewater coming out on the Cernif. Is this enough to kill? It is enough to kill. Wishik outspeeding the Cernif, bringing it down.
This Zalbian is actually getting so much value now on this low HP. He's just playing around right now.
It's not only that. Zalbian isn't getting as much value as Mushuk is getting, okay? Mushuk, like, the fact that Cernif went down is a one-stop shop to Size Munch sweep almost, or even Scunch sweep. Obviously, Scunch is still threatened by this Barnchi, still threatened by Tenderness from Mushuk, or possible, and still threatened by the Small Goo, but that doesn't take away the fact that it can Savage Suplex every single one of those threats, okay? And do a crap ton of damage, except for maybe Mushuk. Square coming in though, putting the Nullify onto the whole board. Not looking too good for Arlax, considering that this E-Manip, E-Manip going on to the, what used to be a Zalbian, onto the 2-wire though. Perfect Jab going off on the Barnchi, bringing down its defense. That doesn't spell good news, as Narco Hit only does 16.7%. Yeah,
As you said, this is looking really
Gagbom.
rough.
Gagbom playing this immaculately, really making it so that Arlax can't sleep at all. I'm still very perplexed by this the Cernif stay in turn 1, but Arlax must have had a reason behind that madman play. As we see Mushuk swap into the Barnchi spot saying, you're not gonna hit me with that big old wastewater at -1 defense, okay? Feather Gatling going off on the Mushuk, covering the swap out for the Barnchi, bringing the Mushuk down to 60.8, as Toxic Ink goes on to 2-wire, giving it some Toxic Ticks, bringing it down to 40% at the end of the turn. Now, we are in a position, or Arlax is in a position, an interesting one at that. I do see hope for Arlax, but against a player of Gagbom's caliber, that hope could be snuffed out very easily if Arlax is not careful. For those who do not know the hope I'm referring to, this Barnchi. Barnchi is very good into most of Gagbom's Tems. The only thing that's really stopping this Barnchi from going in is this 2-wire. If 2-wire can go down, Arlax has a shot at victory. But there's also the chance of Barnchi's at -1 defense. Every single time on Gagbom's team is physical. Meaning that even if it gets hit with a resisted hit, Barnchi's defense is already really low. Okay? Doing that 1.5 times damage because of that -1 defense is going to be huge against this Barnchi.
That is so true. I wonder if that Banshee can actually... I don't think actually. He's not gonna risk this Conch coming in anytime soon till that Banshee's alive, at least I think. Even if not, that suplex and stuff is still gonna do a lot of damage though. And we have already seen that one E manip does not kill this Conch. This Conch
yes,
is a
we
bit
have.
tanky.
Well, that was from a Lola. That was from a Lola's mix, so we did not know the special attack investment on a Lola's mix. But the Skunch is definitely tanky.
There was one Banshee as well, which, you know, Gagbom survived with a beta burst. So, no, actually it was Emanip as well. I just don't know if it was Arlax or someone else.
So we do have Nid. We have seen Nid's Narco Hit. So Narco Hit is a little threatening to the Skunch. Being not going to kill it, but will definitely do enough chip to put it in range of Emanip from this Barnchi. But at the same time, you still have a Size Munch on the board. And Size Munch looking at this board and saying like, haha, you don't really threaten me. Even if they do go for Perfect Jab Narco Hit into Size Munch, we have seen that it is reactive Vile this game. Yep. So it's not going to do a whole bunch. You see Perfect Jab going to the Size Munch and then Gagbom respond with a Perfect Jab into Arlax's Nidrizzle. Heat up getting that +2 attack on the Size Munch. Narco Hit coming out, bringing Size Munch actually down to 31%. Did not expect it to do that much, if I'm going to be honest. Meaning that if it wasn't -1 attack, that Size Munch most likely would have been going down.
Most likely.
Yes, but alas, there is a -1 Nidrizzle on the board. Not looking too good for Arlax still. Although, actually, you know, it's not looking too bad for Arlax either anymore. Considering that Size Munch is low on health, and they're going to have to Size Munch wreck if they want to get a double kill here. A double kill could open up Barnchi, a possible Barnchi sweep, if it lives a Ninja Jutsu plus Uppercut or Ninja Jutsu plus Dimmak. But we see Gagbom actually go with a different play, swapping out the Size Munch, keeping it in the back for later in the game, as we see Uppercut go in to the Mushuk, Savage Suplex coming out from Scott, going onto Nid, only bringing it down to 34 or 36.6%, despite it being at -1 attack. Oh, does this Nid OX here from the Spores though? Oh yes. No! There's a huge overexert from that exhaust.
That exertion is kind of big.
Yeah, the fact that it was at like 8 stamina instead of 9 stamina, because Spores is only 6 stam, is kind of huge.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that I cannot threaten a Narco Hit this turn. Yeah, I thought Arlax had a chance. He still does have a chance. Let me be fair here. But I feel like it's much grimmer than it was before.
I wonder if Nidrizzle dies and Molgu comes in on that slot, and with synergy, with 3 toxic ticks going around, do you think he can still maybe somehow chunk some damage down from everything and then Banshee can try to sweep it up? Or is it too much that I'm thinking on it?
So you can't, toxic ticks don't actually really affect anything on Gagbom's team anymore because of the Camille Scunch, really, when you think about it. Yeah, and we see the Scunch is getting low on stamina, and so is Dave Goblin's Mushuk. Well, Nid has rested. It does have Narco hit up. It does have Spores up. It does have maybe we haven't seen allergic spread yet, but it does have allergic spread up if it has that, and it does have Tink up obviously. So I believe this Nid's going down here though. To be fair, because it can die to an uppercut. But yeah.
Let's see.
And I believe it is 1-0 for the side of Gagbom. Okay, we do see Perfect Jab coming out from the Scunch again, and tenderness onto the Mushuk. I believe this Nid should go down to an uppercut here, as it does indeed. Mushuk taking it out with an uppercut from the side of Gagbom. And this Scunch and Mushuk are both on low stamina. Barnchy coming out onto the field. I am here now. Tremble before me.
This is all on this Banshee now. Can it live
It is
a
indeed.
ninja jutsu? I think it does live the ninja jutsu, but after that the follow-up
It definitely
attack
does.
is-
It definitely does, considering that this Scunch and Mushuk are in -1 attack. But there's also the mind game of, hey, what if I'm not keeping in this Barnchy right here? Huh? Like, what if I'm not keeping in this Barnchy? What if I don't want to keep it in? What if I want you to ninja jutsu and wastewater, possibly ninja jutsu and possibly wastewater, into a Mulgu spot? Which we've seen Mulgu takes both of those exceptionally well.
So true.
I think Mulgu took like 20% from the ninja, a -1 ninja jutsu, which is amazing. Arlax, not out of this yet.
This is definitely more close than we thought it would be.
Oh, I thought Arlax was down when Cernif came in. I knew there were still chances that Arlax could come back when Cernif went down, but I didn't think he had this much of a chance. Okay. Barnchy, I'm underestimating Barnchy into Gagbom's team, honestly. Barnchy's a very good pick despite how many digitals Gagbom has. Or, yeah.
They're taking their time. It's going till the last second. Looks like that.
Ninja Jutsu coming on to Barnchy as Barnchy stays in. Barnchy getting brought down to 57% only as the Scunch OXs. We see Tornado going off on the Mushuk. Mushuk getting brought down to 11.4%. Is this enough to take out the Mushuk with Whip? I doubt it is. Mushuk being brought down to 4.4%.
No, it's not.
As Wastewater gets brought onto the Barnchy. Barnchy living though, 21.1%. Now. I think Arlax is in a pristine position now. Actually, maybe not.
The wreck is up.
Yeah, Wreck is up. I forgot about that. But
Speed. The speed comes
it
in
comes
here.
down. So it comes down to, hey, does this Seismuch want to wreck, right? Or does it not? To be or not to be? I believe it always wrecks on this turn, but Mulgu getting swapped in here would be pretty detrimental for the side of Arlax, right? Sorry. Mulgu getting swapped in here would be detrimental for the side of Gagbom if they choose to wreck.
Gagbom, yeah.
Now, yeah, so the reason is because then Barnchy can... Oh, no, but then there's also Dimmock, so never mind, I don't see Arlax winning this.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because 3 prior he
Unless...
always has it.
Actually, no. If an Emanip is able to take out the Scunch here... Oh, I don't think that was the play that they need to do, though.
I think Scunch
they
was
need-
supposed to be on Scunch, right? If Scunch went down,
Yeah.
the synergy would have gone, and even though Banshee would have died, Molgu could have had a chance there.
Yep, exactly. If it kills Scunch, then they had a possibility of winning. No, got me, because it had a chance of killing Scunch, depending on how bulky the Scunch was, but it was never killing Seismunch.
Well, the thing is, Gami, imagine it just killed the Scunch, okay? Then it would be Zaubian and Seismuch versus Molgu. And if Molgu was faster than that Zaubian, which is most likely because... Well,
No, Gami has
a
a good point though. The fact that like both of them are bulky means that there wasn't really a way that Arlax can win from this position. Or from that position, right?
Exactly, that's what I was saying, that Molgu versus Seismunch and Zalbian was better than Molgu versus Seismunch and Skunch on 75% HP, you know?
Yeah, because Skunch also does get KO'd by... Yeah, but there was no way that Arlax can win from that position. Zabian does die from this range, Gami. But Skunch doesn't die from this range.
You see, so this was the play. This is exactly what would have happened, but Skunch would not be here because Skunch would have been dead from Banshee, you know?
No. But here's the thing, though. Malgu, Skunch doesn't die to an Evenip. That's the thing, right? Because this Skunch is bulky boy. Like, even if we take a 500 HP Skunch, which I'm pretty sure Gagbom is bulkier than that.
I mean, Arlax, I think it all depends if Gag decides to tell his Skunch spread and you actually check it if Skunch was dying. If Skunch was actually dying, then you could have won that.
No, Skunch was never dying there.
If he was.
GG's.